Yeah, absolutely. Should we take a moment to take a quick look at our success board, see how the tracker's going on?
Let's do it.
Right, well, there we are. That's where we're up to now in the back half. The back half, the second batch, books 13 through to 24. I think so. Spelsing will be across this because he's regular. But if we've got anyone knocking around or watching on YouTube right now, who's never seen us before, we're having to go out of order because our Fighting Fantasy book acquisition is not going so well. So we did Seas of Blood last week, out of sync with Appointment with Fear. We've jumped ahead. We've got Trial of Champions on there as well. But tonight we're back on track.
Thanks to Spelsing.
Yeah, Sir Spellington the first. Because we've got Rebel Planet locked and loaded, ready to go. And then I've got Demons of the Deep and Sword of the Samurai on the shelf. So we should be able to fill that little gap of 3 there. And then we'll worry about Robot Commando in 4 months' time or whatever. So not doing too bad. But as you can see, Sir Spellington, yeah, that's it. Knighted. We are after all the Ministry of Dice. We do represent the crown. So out of those books that we've done so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books in this section here, we have been defeated by 4, and we defeated 2.
It's not bad. It's not a bad record.
No, doing all right. I mean, if we then look back at the previous batch, it starts to look a lot worse.
Yeah.
A lot of Grim Reapers there. Oh, that reminds me. Have I added the takesy backsy counter? I've not added the takesy backsy counter. Should I add it, or are we going to go in confident and imagine that we're not going to need it?
Well, have it ready.
Have it ready. Where is it? Any idea what I named the takesy backsy counter? Oh, that's massive!
Oh, hello. I'm holding up the death counter.
There we go. I usually make it small and put it down here in the corner, don't I? There we go. Not sure I like the way it looks over the top of those books there. I'll do a better one sometime. I'll remember next time I do a better one. So there is today's death counter. Let me just move it down below the dice, so that when we roll the dice, it's not in front of the dice. There we go. And then I need the death counter number, which is a text source, I believe. Death count number. There we go.
Ooh.
No, we don't have an adventurer name yet. Spelsing. Shall we? It's Rebel Planet. The cover implies it's a bit sci-fi today. So should we go for something like Commander Spellington? But I'm open to suggestions. Yeah, if anyone in chat would like to offer up a name suggestion for today's adventurer, I assume, like normal, the next step is to roll up a character. Right. Lock the death count number in. And then where's my death count?
I've not used my computer for a while. And every 2 seconds, email notifications coming up. It's like, I can't see the death counter. Go away.
Right, go back to 0. Come on, reset. 3, 4, 5. There you go. La-di-da-di-da. Wing Commander Purple Helmet. Right, that we can definitely do.
Where's that? I haven't got that on the... Oh, here's it.
Hey, the goose is here.
The goose is loose.
I'm going to write that down in block capitals, no less. Wing Commander Purple Helmet. As played by Rick Moranis in the biopic. Oh, geez, we're going to get an ad break coming already. Let me snooze that for a bit. Wing Commander Purple Helmet. It's a Spelsing. Rob's here with us as well, which is lovely. Lovely to see you, Goose. So Rebel Planet today then. Andy over here is,
Hello.
or down there, as you're looking at it, is today's narrator. I will be playing the part of Wing Commander Purple Helmet.
I kept it safe.
Yeah, don't forget for that random guy on YouTube who gives me loads of grief for not showing the pictures to hold it up every now and again and show off some of the pickies.
There's the front cover. Although the front cover's next to me there.
On that side. So yeah, that's
Not a mirror.
everyone with us right now, I believe, are Reggies. So I think we can just get started with the regulars in the mix.
Right. Okay. Well, let's do the preamble at the front. That's the first page.
Yes. Okay.
As the mighty alien Arcadia Empire that's a good start. Let's try that again. As the mighty alien Arcadian Empire tightens its hold on the galaxy, the leaders of the secret Earth organization Saros gather the slender resources into one last daring and foolhardy mission to strike at the heart of the invaders' home planet.
Right. Okay.
Fully trained in all the martial arts,
all
equipped with all the martial arts.
Well, I am Wing Commander Purple Helmet after all.
With a forbidden laser sword, one of the last few remaining on Earth, you are their last hope. Your mission is to seek out the scattered remnants of the underground resistance on the other occupied planets using your cover as a traveling merchant and have pieced together the vital code you need. Only when you have this information will you be able to strike at the central Arcadian complex, which Saros believes will break the strange powers of the Arcadians and loosen their dominance on the free worlds. 2 dice, a pencil, and an eraser are all you need to embark on this thrilling futuristic adventure, complete with its elaborate combat system and score sheet to record your gains and losses. Many dangers lie ahead, and your success is by no means certain. Powerful adversaries are ranged against you, and often your only choice is to kill.
Right. Okay. Well, that's okay because I know all the martial arts, so I'll be fine.
All of the martial arts. Right, then it's got the history. Whoa, it's got loads of stuff before we even get to rolling the character.
Did you not pre-read it before?
No.
No.
Right, let's just roll up your character first.
Okay.
Let's have a look. What's combat? I think combat looks pretty normal. Oh, you've got unarmed combat.
Ooh, am I going to get to do some shooty today?
Maybe. Right, let's do your things first. So looks like it's standard for rolling. Roll 1 dice, add 6, and this is your skill.
Okay. 1 dice, add 6. Pew! Oh, for fuck's sake!
Beautiful.
It's my skill. I always roll a shit skill, and then it takes ages to kill shit.
And then stamina is roll 2 dice and add 12.
Stamina, 2 dice. Oof! I mean, look at that. So what's that? 23.
Nice.
I need to hopefully pick up a really good gun or something. Luck is it then?
Luck box. Roll 1 dice and add 6, and that is your luck. Don't forget when you do a luck test, you need to -1 from it.
Yes, indeed.
Normal shit about restoring stamina. Ways of restoring stamina are rest and food, which you will have to buy. So you will have opportunities for resting and eating during the adventure. Healing wounds can also be provided during the adventure through a rarely. Okay, cool. So combat. This adventure involves no combat encounters in space.
It'll do.
Under the Empire, humans are not permitted weapons of any kind, and since you're traveling as a merchant anyway, your ship is unarmed. Your journey between planets will be uneventful as regards external danger. apart from the odd shower of meteors, but the ship's force field will easily repel those. So you haven't got to worry about ship-to-ship combat.
Right. Okay.
Force fields are effective for spaceships because they work by resistance of speed. Any missile power enough to penetrate the hull of a spaceship can be stopped by the ship's field. Force fields cannot help individual beings. A missile slow enough to penetrate a force field may still be powerful enough to injure a human being or an Arcadian. Besides, the equipment needed to produce an effective force field is pretty bulky, even at this stage of an advanced miniaturization. There are other problems too, such as many obstacles which clutter our environment and interfere with the fields, and a shockwave caused by a field resisting a blast, which can be nearly as harmful as the blast itself for soft-skinned creatures. So there are no personal force fields in the 25th century, but there are plenty of lethal weapons which have existed for centuries. Guns, lasers, phasers, photon grenades, gravity bombs, and so on. Many of these weapons
Freaking
are
lasers.
so lethal that they present a problem to the Arcadian authorities, who constantly fear and expect rebellion. The problem was that although humans are not permitted weapons of any sort, if their Arcadian masters carried them, the humans could occasionally overpower the Arcadians, seize the weapons, and build up a powerful armory. The
And of
solution:
course, the only weapon I need is my hands because I know all the martial arts.
all the martial arts. But you do have a very rare laser gun sword.
Oh, do I?
Um,
Oh, nice. Like Jason the Wheel Warriors. No, not Jason the Wheel Warriors.
like a Jedi.
Oh, is it? I thought you said it was a gun, laser sword. No.
Did it say? Did it say? Look at the front.
No, it's probably me.
Oh,
Just
forbidden.
wishfully thinking.
No, it is a laser sword. Laser sword.
Well, I'm gonna write lightsaber on my equipment.
Ingle-doo.
Can I have a purple lightsaber because I'm Wing Commander Purple Helmet?
Certainly can. Mace Windu.
I've actually written purple lightsaber purple in brackets because I feel like
Nice.
that's an important detail to add to my character sheet.
Ingle-doo, what are you doing? He was up gaming at 3:00 last night. I should still be in bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What were you playing last night, Mike? Let us know.
It was the Living Dead, not Living Dead, the one with Ash.
Yeah, Armies of the Evil Dead. Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, yeah. Yeah. Good. I played that game. It's funny and really scary. Anyway, season to build up a powerful army. The solution was obvious. Once the Empire was reasonably stable, all lethal weapons were brought back and stored on Arcadium. And all Arcadians were given less powerful weapons: laser swords, electric whiplash swords, whippies for short, and so on. In this way, even if the occasional Arcadian did lose a weapon, it wouldn't be a serious loss.
No.
You have acquired a laser sword by devious means. It was quite easy to smuggle the laser sword through checkpoints so long as you are not too closely searched, since, until it's activated, the sword is no more than a hand-sized hollow metal shaft with a couple of buttons on it. The complex miniature electronics work are hidden around and inside the shaft. So this is your weapon in this adventure. It and your skill should be enough to face most of your opponents, since they will be similarly armed. If you are fortunate and make the right decisions, you may acquire some more lethal weapons along the way. On the other hand, you may meet an opponent whose weapon is much better than yours. Unless otherwise stated in the book, combat will be fought as follows.
I'm very good at handling my sword.
And it's exactly the same as that, as normal. Oh, there's no escape option in this adventure. Not that
Same
we've
as
ever
normal.
bothered. Yeah,
No, I
looks
don't
like
think we've
it.
ever done that. So what's that? 2d6 and add my skill. Yeah.
Yeah, 2d6, add skill, blah, blah, blah. I'm just
My
assuming
dreadful
it's
skill.
the same. I'm not actually just like reading it. Yeah, we can do that. Unarmed combat. Since humans are invariably weaponless, unarmed combat has been revived and has been developed to a high degree of expertise. You know all the pressure points and weak spots of the three Arcadian species, as well as those of the humans, and you know just how to use your own body to the
Oh,
greatest effect.
the
You
adverts
do.
are on.
Oh. while using your opponent's own weight and strength against himself. If you ever lose your laser sword, or if the book instructs you, you will be involved in unarmed combat in this adventure as well. The conduct of unarmed combat is the same for armed combat, except for the following sudden death rule.
What?
Ooh. Whenever your attack strength is higher than your opponent, roll an extra dice. If you roll a 1 to 5, you reduce their opponent's stamina as usual. If you roll a 6, your opponent has been unable to prevent you from finding a pressure point, which will either kill them or leave them unconscious. In either case, the fight is immediately over. I like that.
Yeah. Well, that's
Really-
because I know all the martial arts.
Yeah, it's really better just to not use your sword. No, this rule normally applies only to you. The Arcadians are not so skilled in unarmed combat, not having had the need to become so. If you meet an opponent who is as skilled in unarmed combat as you, and to whom, therefore, the same rule applies, the book will tell you.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You just know it's going to be like everyone.
Yeah. Right. So, we still adverts.
No, I don't think so. The ad's finished.
No.
Folks, see you back.
Sweet. Equipment and money. This might be important. You will be an undercover agent, so you can carry hardly anything with you. Equipment would arouse suspicion. Apart from your money and your weapon, you will have to acquire everything else you may need to complete your mission during your trip, including other weapons.
Right.
You have an anti-grav pack, in which you can keep up to 6 of the items you will come across in this adventure without losing stamina. However, you may be advised before leaving a planet to get rid of anything that you might not be able to smuggle onto the next planet. Saros has given you 2,000 credits with which to start your adventure. Use wisely. This should be enough to pay for your extra equipment, board, and lodgings during the mission. You may be able to acquire more during the adventure. What you have and what you spend should be entered into the appropriate box. This money is kept in a money belt around your waist. You run out of money and meet a situation where you need to spend money to continue, you're a failure.
Oh, right. Does that mean then the money doesn't take up one of my 6 slots?
No, it's in a money belt around your waist.
Right.
Bum bag of cash.
Oh, I look good in a bum bag.
Bet you do.
If there's anyone watching in America, that is a fanny pack.
Fanny.
Right.
Long bit of spiel now. So get yourself comfy.
Get comfy, everybody.
Sit back, relax, and let my
Story
dulcet
time.
tones soothe away the woes of the day. It is the year. Hold on.
2000. Not much has changed.
453. Not much has changed, but you live underwater.
Live underwater, yeah.
Great granddaughter is pretty fine. It is the year 2453. Human colonization of far-flung planets of the galaxy began in 2070. Not too far away. With the first expedition to Tropos, only 6.8 light years away from Earth. Tropos gradually became a center in its own right, relieving the pressure caused on Earth by too many people. A home from home, claimed the glossy brochures designed to attract further colonists, but more terrestrial than terrestrials was nearer the mark, as the fashions and habits of the late 21st century became fossilized and fell behind changes on Earth. Canny travel agents used to advertise visiting Tropos as journeys back in time. With the discovery of Ziridium on Tropos and the invention of the Alpha Ziridium system, which enables spaceships to keep accelerating rather than simply traveling at the same speed, more distant planets became neighbors. The next planet found to be suitable for humans was Radix. One of the unexpected factors in inhabiting other planets is that any new species must adapt to suit the planet. Radix is a very fertile planet, and the human colonists there soon found that so-called human nature is mainly a product of the planet Earth. Life on Radix was so easy and luxurious that the colonists quickly settled into their way of living that, by Earth standards, was lazy and corrupt. There are very few planets in the galaxy that humans can inhabit. Even those which have the right atmosphere may be too hot or too cold, or have too much or too little gravity. Eventually, Halmuris was discovered, but not before several expeditions had been lost into the abyss of space. Conditions on Halmuris are bleak and bitter. It became mainly a home for scientists and explorers who were waiting to find and be sent to the next planet. Before long, they had found it. The first unmanned flight brought back pictures of a planet obscured by clouds, whose atmosphere, as revealed by spectroanalysis, was a breathable but lighter version of Earth's. In their joy at the thought of getting off Halmuris, though some would remain as a sort of base camp, they gave the new planet the peaceful name of Arcadion. But what did those clouds hide? Arcadian consists of 3 landmasses separated by huge expanses of water. Because of the separation of the continents, a different species developed on each landmass. By 2285, when human spaceships split the clouds and came down to the surface of Arcadium, 3 species had been united for a long time. The inventive and intelligent occupants of the vast horseshoe-shaped continent, which circles half the globe from east to west, had conquered the warlike northern species and the more artistic southerners. The alliance, as it was called, had lasted for centuries. Their technology, however, was more primitive than Earth's, and space travel was restricted. They wanted to conquer space just as much as human beings, for they wanted an empire. So when the few human spaceships landed, the Arcadians soon saw the advantage of Alpha Zeridium. The war took only 12 years, and for most of that time, the Arcadians were building Alpha Zeridium fleets rather than actually fighting. First, the outpost on Halmuris was taken by surprise and overrun. Radix, to its eternal shame, gave in without a struggle. The invaders met with stiff resistance from the Truppians, who were eager to keep their traditional way of life. But the Truppians, too, were overwhelmed by the greater numbers and fighting skills of the Arcadians. Earth itself, with its bases on Mercury, Venus, and the Moon, fell soon afterwards, and the worst fears of the prophets of doom, backed by the terrestrial ecological party, who never wanted to leave Earth in the first place, came true. Human beings became ruled by a galactic empire. The Arcadians were badly equipped to control an empire at first, but Arcadians are very adaptable. They built massive organic computers on Arcadian, binary in nature, with the 2-fingered Arcadians and implanted into the brain of every Arcadian a receiver linked to the central organic complex by empathy, which had long been recognized to be the quickest form of communication. The Arcadians became like a hive or an ant colony. Each individual is a cell of a sprawling single entity, an entity which was controlled empire with merciless efficiency. Arcadian, a peaceful name, but for 150 years it has been another word for tyranny. The only human word still spitefully allowed is the name of the planet. Esperanto was the common tongue for human beings, but now its use means instant death. Humans are slaves and are only kept alive to serve the aliens, and humans do not live for very long these days. The only Arcadian regret is that the human body cannot be implanted with the empathetic receiver. Sorry, I said that wrong. As they discovered after the vivisection and death of hundreds of test cases. The Arcadians chose to submit their will to the central computer, but human will cannot be wiped out without death. The aliens can keep their power only through cruelty. But it has not gone unnoticed on Earth that the weakness as well as strength of the Arcadians is that they rely on the computer, that they no longer have any will of their own. They would become zombies if the computer was destroyed. The weakness of a hive is the supreme importance of the queen ant or bee. The weakness of the Empire is the computer queen of Arcadian, and this is where you come in. Wee wah woo wah. That's some detailed background. Cool.
So I'm going to go try fuck this computer up.
Yeah. Chapter 2. In times past, the planning and funding of human colonization or other planets was undertaken by Saros, an internal organization promoting search and research of space. Under the Arcadian Empire, Saros has had to change, although it seems to be just an astronomical institute. In fact, it has been doing all it can to overthrow the Empire. It quickly became clear that a full-scale military attack was out of the question, that the only hope lay in a solo mission to destroy the central computer. I always thought that party of 9 was the best idea. Preparing for the mission has been a long and patient task, hindered by the fact that radio transmitters are still not allowed, and contact with the underground on other planets was difficult. But 2 factors may make the time right now, or as right as it probably ever will be. First, you are the perfect choice for this mission. You are resourceful, courageous, and dedicated to liberation.
And
You
I
have
know
been
all the martial arts.
This is the best. You've been trained for many months in martial arts and are a master of all of them.
Months?
I've been trained for many months in martial arts, and I've acquired a knowledge of all those branches of science that it could be at all useful. You know all the martial arts, you know all the science.
All the martial arts,
Finally.
all the sides. But Mike says, at least 3 months.
Finally, your cover is excellent. You'll travel as a merchant. Excellent. For the second factor is that humans are now allowed to travel in space again, though only as merchants to serve the Arcadians. You will be taking wheat from Earth to Tropos, iridium from Tropos to the authorities on Radix, luxury goods from Radix to Halmuris, and you have been instructed to take important Arcadians from Halmuris to Arcadion. The other significant aspects of the lifting of the ban of space travel is that Saros has been able to send spies to gather information you need for this mission. Hi, Jean-Claude. The picture that emerged is still incomplete because vital details were lost through traitors.
Right.
Some humans tried to please their masters in hope of some crumb of comfort or a living for a few extra months. Just living. This treachery has good and bad side. The good side is that you now know you will not automatically be able to trust every human you meet, because some might be helping the Arcadians. The bad side is that your mission must go ahead now, although the information is incomplete, before the Arcadians get wind of it. But the knowledge that did get through is crucial. The building that houses the Queen computer on Arcadion can be entered by using a numerical code of 9 binary digits. And the underground leader on each planet may know something to help you discover what that number is. The missing details are who the underground leaders are. You only know code names at best, and of course, what the digits are. That is why your cover has been arranged to allow you to stop at each planet. You must locate the rebel leader and learn the digits. Then you must destroy the motherfucking computer.
Dun, dun, dun.
La la la. It's the motherfucking ninja. 3 months, 3 months.
Yeah, Spellington's there like hardcore, man. Couple of months training.
Chapter 3. Contact with aliens. The 3 Arcadian species that you will come across in this adventure are each different to look at. More important, they have different ways of behaving and thinking, some of which humans find difficult to understand, even after years of contact. Here is a brief description of each species taken from the Saros manual. All 3 species are roughly humanoid in appearance. They have 2 arms and 2 legs, because evolution beyond a certain limit stage requires manual dexterity, which in turn needs an upright posture. All the species have 2 fingers on each hand and 2 toes on each foot. Northern Arcadians are about 3 meters tall at the most. They are spindly, with more joints in their arms and legs than humans. Their heads are squat and squarish, but their most distinctive physical feature is a thick, muscular tail tipped with a vicious spike, which is an extremely useful weapon in battle. Looks like the dude on the front. It is also used for balance. Northern Arcadians are a matter-of-fact military types who like nothing more than a good massacre. They are not very intelligent, which is why they are the easiest Arcadians to understand. Southern Arcadians are like a roly-poly version of the Northerners. But don't let that fool you, they can fight if they want to. Their chief physical difference from the Northerners are that they have no tail. They are shorter and squatter, and they have 2 antennae. The purpose of these antennae is not clear. Most likely explanation is that they pick up feelings. They use the antennae in a variety of ways, many of which too subtle for a human to understand, so it's easy to offend them. They tend to be sensitive anyway. They prefer to talk in a very poetic way, which can be confusing at times, though they seem to understand one another perfectly. However, they have learnt to talk down to insensitive humans. The third type is the Central Arcadians, and they are the most powerful species and are the most human to look at. They're usually under 2 meters tall and have the same number of joints in their arms and legs as humans. Apart from their small tail, the most obvious difference between Central Arcadians and humans is their elongated head, which tends to jut out as a right angle from their shoulders. The head has a pulpy crest tissue. Physically, they are by far the weakest of the 3 species, but they make up for it by their skill. In battle, for instance, they are often able to win by distracting their opponent. Their thoughts tend to be very abstract, and they are quite often behave in a way that means something to them, but it's difficult for anyone else to understand, as if they do not care whether others can follow such trains of thought. This is one example of just how arrogant they are.
Which
Wow,
ones are they?
that's the central ones.
Central.
And that is a hell of a lot of background I've got.
Are we anywhere near playing?
Yeah.
But just before we get into it, I just wanted to say to chat, so those of you with us live, sometimes I'll call upon you to make a dice roll on my behalf, and you can do that by typing exclamation D6 or exclamation D12 into the chat, and it will auto roll. So if I do that now, exclamation D6, you'll see. Yeah, there we go. It'll do a dice roll. So if I yell out, chat, roll for me. If it's 1 dice, obviously, exclamation D6. If it's 2 dice, exclamation D12. Cool. There you go. Just wanted to get that little bit of intro out there.
Beautiful.
Right, I made very comprehensive notes on the 3 species.
I've got a feeling that a lot of that information is going to come in handy.
I also drew a nice little picture of Tropos.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, little beach scene. There was no reference to a beach, but I just did it anyway because it made me think of beaches. Yeah, exactly.
They drink lilt there, I've heard.
It's true. True story.
You settle comfortably into the padded pilot seat of your spaceship. Strap yourself in and examine the instrument panel. This is remarkably simple, consisting mainly of a computer terminal and several screens. The mechanisms of the Alpha Ziridium system are hidden deep within the bowels of the craft. There is no need for you to have anything to do with them. Even if something did go wrong, your robot engineers would soon sort it out. This is amazing. The ship's computer has been pre-programmed to take you to Tropos and land there. Now you ask the computer to check all life support systems throughout the ship. Within seconds, its tinny voice responds, "Everything is functioning correctly." You contact base control to tell them you are ready. The ship's main support towers are towed away by massive robot trucks. You flick the switch which activates the drive apparatus, and you're off. Whoosh. Yay. Within minutes, the ill effects of the first thrust required to take off die down, and you leave Earth's atmosphere and enter the inky blackness of space. The gravid rags are automatically triggered, so the gravity within the ship is kept the same as on Earth, allowing you and your robots to move about freely. Cool, that is a relief. You switch on the rear view screen and watch Earth getting smaller behind you. White clouds formation swirl. The sun glints off the northern ice caps. Though you have often seen this sight before, on trips to Mercury and Venus, it never fails to excite you. And this time you feel homesick as well. Will you ever see Earth again? Your mission is so vital and so dangerous. Time passes. After a few hours, one of the screens flickers into life. The computer is
that's
alerting you to the presence of another spacecraft, which
all
is
right.
keeping a
Okay.
constant
Already.
distance away from you and seems to be shadowing you. Will you order the computer to take evasive action or continue on your way?
I'm being followed. How can anyone be suspicious of me already?
All right.
And then I'm gonna see how it plays out. I'm gonna carry on for a minute. I'm not going to assume that this is, this person following me has ill intent just yet.
The ship opens fire and you die.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I am. That's not really. Quite right. Your escort must be an Arcadian, and you do not want to draw attention to yourself. Doesn't usually tell you that you're right, though, does it? You're like, well done. You took the right guts there.
The first
You passed
decision
the
you made.
journey. You passed the journey pleasantly enough in eating, sleeping, exercising, and playing chess with the computer. When you land on Tropos, you find that you are due to take off again tomorrow for Radix. The Arcadian guards at customs search your anti-grav pack, but find no more than your clothes because they don't search your body. They rely on the metal detectors to do their job, but your laser sword has been treated with a chemical which prevents it activating the detectors, and your money belt contains no metal. Once you have registered, as all non-Tropian humans must on arrival, you leave the spaceport. 299.
Right, okay.
God, this is a lot more text. Once you are out of the spaceport, you have no problem finding a hover taxi. You climb in and instruct the microcomputer to take you south into town. You notice that a camera has been fixed in the taxi. There has been no attempt to disguise it. Presumably, it transmits everything it sees to the Arcadian police headquarters, and presumably they are listening devices there as well. It's a good thing that they cannot read minds, because your thoughts are racing. You know 3 things about the underground leader in Tropos. The code name is Bellatrix. That he or she can be located through a club called Fish and Chips, which is in the city you are heading for, and that Bellatrix rules the rebels strictly with a code of honor that all must obey. There's quite a lot going on. It's more than you know about the rebels on this planet, and should make your task on Tropos relatively easy. You act sensibly. The other
Don't
thing
I
occupying
always?
your mind is that most of the Arcadians on Tropos seem to be members of the warlike northern species. The presence of so many of these natural fighters could make your mission on Tropos more hazardous. Why have so many of them been posted here? Are they closing in on the rebels? The Arcadians know that the fish and chips is more than what it seems. There are many unanswered questions, but you turn your mind to the task at hand. There are still 6 hours to go before curfew. Will you instruct the taxi to take you straight to fish and chips, or to the hotel at which your off-planet humans have to stay? Or which all off-planet humans have to stay.
Let's go to the hotel first.
Hotel first.
Yeah, gonna go in, get settled in, make it look like I've dropped my bags off, and then like I'm going out for a bit of dinner. You know what I mean?
Like it.
For some fish and chips.
The hostel is a semi-derelict, flea-ridden building, and Tropian fleas have to be seen to be believed. 2 northern Arcadian guards stand by the door, and inside a scruffy southerner is sitting in a chair, leaning back against the wall, apparently asleep. What an odd setup. No robot receptionist or computerized check-in. And outside, everything is just as old-fashioned. There are no personal or public overhead monorail systems. The buildings are mostly late 21st century and low-lying, and the pollution. To think that they haven't yet got round to dealing with it. A sign on the wall say, "Remember, no vehicles in town. Offenders will be prosecuted." Typically primitive solution to a primitive problem. Will you wait for the receptionist to notice you, will draw his attention to your presence.
I'm going to draw his attention to my presence. Although I don't know, it did say he looked arrogant or something, didn't it?
He's a southerner, and they've got the little antennas, haven't they?
No tail and 2 antennas. That's what I wrote. Yeah, I'll draw. I'll ring his bell or something.
You clear your throat. No response. You say, "Oi, excuse me." No response. Will you now wait, or will you keep trying to attract his attention?
I'll wait.
Look. Wait. Wait out.
I'll kick him in the antenna. No, I'll wait.
After waiting for a
Can't
while,
trust
you
Sundays.
decide that this is a waste of time. You can always check in later. You go upstairs. The whole of the first floor is a long dormitory, which is remarkable for its filth, gloom, and lack of company. Several beds are made up, but their occupants are all out at this time of day. There are no other humans. However, who is sitting sadly on a truckle bed, his body heaving with sobs. Oh, there's one other human. There is one other human, however, who's sitting sadly on a truckle bed, his body heaving with sobs.
Oh dear.
Will you go and grab a bed near him, strike up a conversation, or you'll settle yourself far away?
No, let's go have a chat. Might have some inside scoop that could help me out.
Open the door.
Yeah, always open the door.
The emotional, crying door.
I'm ready. I can handle it.
You might be martial artists, but it doesn't look like you're full of tact. Cheer up, you say heartily as you dump yourself onto the bed. Whose
Might never
springs
happen.
respond with an alarming bong. It may never happen.
Hey!
It already has, moans the man. What do you mean? Where are you from? You ask. Oh, I'm from Tropos. I'm only staying here because those murdering swines have made me homeless. They suspect me of being a rebel, you see. My wife, my children. He breaks down again and sobs with his face buried in his hands. Will you stay with him and try and calm him down? Or will you quietly leave him to be in his grief?
Just back away from it.
What? Chill out, mate.
No,
May
go
never
on.
happen.
I'm curious. I'm curious now to know why they think he's a rebel.
Right. 1, 3. After a while, the man's sobs die down, and he lies back on his bed, staring vacantly at the mouldy ceiling. Suddenly, there is a commotion downstairs. You jump up, just as one of the guards from outside the hostel runs into the room brandishing a whippy.
Hey.
The receptionist has been murdered, he shouts. He wasn't.
What?
He was dead. Which one of you dogs did it?
What?
Not that it matters. 10 human lives for every Arcadian, and you two will be first. He approaches your companion, who has remained lying on the bed as if he didn't care about death or didn't believe he would die. You cannot stand still. As a fellow human dies, you pull out your sword and leap into the attack. He is a guard with a skill of 6 and a stamina of 8.
Skill of 6, stamina 8. Okay then, let's do this.
It says every other attack round, roll a die. If you roll a 5 or a 6, the guard has managed to hit you with his tail.
What?
Whatever the result of the attack round otherwise, and you must deduct 2 stamina points. Right, so every other attack round, roll a die. If you roll a 5 or a 6, you lose 2 stamina.
He's giving me a slap. All right. Okay then. Here we go. First roll. Oh, I'm going to take the 5. Which puts me on 15.
7. Or 7
No,
plus
16,
6.
sorry.
7, 8, 9, 13.
No, wait a minute. 9 plus 8 is 17. I can't even do basic maths tonight.
Skills. All right.
All right, next roll.
Oh, 6, 12.
That's good. 6, 7 plus 8 That's 15.
Right.
Right, but he's got to roll for his tail whip now, hasn't he?
You roll.
Oh, I roll.
Yeah, on a 5 or a 6.
Oh,
Whoa!
I fired off 2 at once. I rolled a 2.
Okay, you're right. Right, next
cool.
round.
Go on, chat. Someone else have a go for me. Exclamation D12, please.
7 again. 7 plus 6.
Strong roll.
13. Guan.
There's a time delay. Did you know that?
La-di-da-di-da.
Here we go. Ingledew's on it. He's rolled a 5, which gives me 13 as well.
Oh, it's a draw.
Thank you, Mike. Oh, that's not a good roll.
5, 6, 7.
12.
7 plus 6 is 13.
Right, so that's hit me.
And roll a D1 or a D6. 1d6.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, I'll take 2 more with my tail.
Blimey O'Reilly. Ooh, that's a good roll.
13 again.
11, 19. Ha! Take that, you whippy guard. Are we sure that this this is not just the entertainment at this hotel?
Maybe 15.
Oh, 5, 6 plus 8, 14.
Ooh.
And hang on, I need to do whippy tail now, don't I?
No, you did it last game, didn't you?
Did I? Okay, it's on this one, is it?
Yeah, but if you get this one, you'll kill him, and you have to bother.
All right,
And
chat
you will.
this one. Exclamation D12, please, chat.
9.
Finish this mofo off.
Go on.
Oh, yeah! Look at that! Wow! Thank you, gents. All right, that's taken care of this dude.
Yeah. 2, 6, 8.
Take that.
Bravo! Cries the man as you switch off your sword. But now we better get out of here. Come with me. Will you tell him that you'd rather be left alone, or will you go with him?
Yeah, let's go with him. Why not? It's going to turn out he is actually Bellatrix.
Yeah. You turn south out of the hotel. As you are walking along, you realise that you will have to ask someone the way to fish and chips. And it might as well be this man who has introduced himself as Gruss. I'm hungry, you say, and a friend back on Earth said that a club called the Fish and Chips was worth visiting. Can you tell me where it is by any chance? Gruss looks at you curiously. Yes, I can get you there, he replies. It's in the basement of the old Aldolfo Videorama. But your friend must have strange tastes if he recommends the food there or the company. Never mind, I'll take you there. You notice that the city is laid out very regularly on a square grid pattern. The hostel is in the north end of North 23 East 5 Street. And the next block south starts at the top of North 22 East 5 Street. The buildings are all very alike, except for the Temple of the Five Suns, which towers above the rest of its city and is a famous landmark. In its center of the imperial religion of Tropos, the five suns being the suns of the planets of the empire. You are led 5 blocks south and 4 east. Eventually, Gruss takes you down a side street. Wait here, he says. I have to see someone who can get us into fish and chips. Not long now, he knocks on a door. Will you insist on entering the house with him, or will you stay on the side street?
Ooh. I'm gonna go ask to go in with him.
Okay.
I mean, I just told him to take me to the club to get some dinner. Why do we need to stop in some shady back alley and find someone who can get us in?
Suspicious, aren't you? Said Gruss. Is that the thanks I get? All right, you can come in.
That's the thanks you get for doing fuck all while I was fighting that guard.
The door is opened by another man who looks furtively both ways down the street before ushering you in and locking the door behind you. You are shown into a sparsely furnished room. Everything looks harmless enough, but your trained suspicions are suddenly aroused. Just then, Gruss shouts, "Grab him, but watch out, he's armed." Before you can react, Gruss and the other man pin you to the wall and take away your sword, which they throw across the room. So that their hands are free to keep you where you are. Set you up nicely, didn't I? Snarls Gruss. Throw it away, I'm sorry. Me and my buddy Indus here, we're thieves, got caught by the alien scum. Spits the words out. So now they use us as spies. It's either that or they kill us. I reckon we'll have repaid our debt with this one, Indus. You struggle to get free. Roll a die. On a 1 to 3, turn to 1, or a 4 to 6, turn to another number.
No, I don't like this. This feels all a bit like that bloody.
Endgame.
It's a 3.
The 3.
Don't know if that's good or bad. Keep your finger in the other one.
Yeah. I will.
Yeah, this
However
feels
much-
like
Yeah.
which one was it? Trial of Champions.
Yeah. However much you struggle, you cannot get free. But the fact that they are thieves gives you an idea. Look, you say, you already have my sword, which is a rare and valuable weapon these days. Nobody is going to be any wiser if you let me go. They exchange greedy glances, but don't reply immediately. Will you offer them some money as well, or wait a bit?
I want to fuck this pair up. I know all the martial arts. Why
I know.
am I getting overwhelmed by Gruss
To-
and Indus to, like,
Dickheads.
yeah, like bus station pickpockets? I'm gonna let it sit for a minute.
I mean, you have had months of training.
Yeah, at least 3.
All right, Gruss says, eventually overriding Indus's protests. He lets you go and sprints over to get the sword. No funny business now, he says. Remember, we have the sword. Out you go. As you are shoved out the door, you hear Indus on his phone telling the police where you are. You leave quickly and return to the main road until you find another weapon. All your battles must be conducted according to the rules of unarmed combat, which, to be fair, are
It's
better than
better,
armed
yeah.
combat. Unless
I
I
still
read it
want to go
wrong,
back and
which is likely.
right. I'm writing Gruss
Yeah.
and Indus down. I'm going to remember them, and I'm going to write next to them revenge. Okay.
Right. You lose yourself in the crowds of the main street. You really must find your way to fish and chips soon, or it will be curfew. Also, you are getting very hungry. That's 2 stamina points. You decide
No.
to go into a grocer's shop to buy some food and perhaps ask the way as well. It is one of the few small shops around. The rest are vast automated hypermarkets.
Right. Sounds great.
As you enter the shop, your hunger really gets the better of you. To your astonishment, the human grocer, you purchase 20 credits worth of fruit and nuts and gobble them down on the spot. Must be some new terrestrial fad, you hear the grocer mutter to himself, but he is pleased to see a human spending money on such luxuries.
How much?
Bread, 20 credits. Bread and a porridge made from tropian beans, is a staple diet for humans. Ah, that's better, you declare. Restore 4 stamina points.
Hey, I'll have that.
Will you now ask him the way to the fish and chips or to the Adolfo Videorama?
The Adolfo Videorama.
Nice.
Which contains fish and chips.
Why
According
on
to my
Tropos
comprehensive notes.
do you want to get to that old place? Asked the man suspiciously. Been derelict for years. If you want a good time, some entertainment, I can tell you where to go. You thank
No.
him, but tell him that you have arranged to meet a friend outside the Old Dolfo. He
Yeah.
tells you that the Old Dolfo is not far away, on North 20 East 7th Street. And where are we now, you ask? Halfway up North 18 East 9th Street, comes the reply. There's no time to lose. You must get there on your way to your mission. Will you go north for 1.5 blocks, then west for
What?
2
Wait, wait,
blocks?
wait, 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 wait. Where am I now?
So you are currently halfway up North 18 and East 9 Street.
North 18 and East 9 Street. What? It's like New York then, isn't it? Like the grid pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Yeah. Ready?
And you need to get to North 20 East 7 Street. So when you leave, will you go north for 1.5 blocks, then west for 2 blocks? Or north for 2.5 blocks, then west for 2 blocks?
It said I'm halfway up North 18, did it?
Yeah.
So the longer, more north. I need to do more walking north first, don't I? So the second option.
North for 2.5 blocks and west for 2 blocks.
Although
109.
that's still not as much as half. But let's do that anyway.
Keep
Warning
finger in the
viewers, the next ad break's coming in 2 minutes, which is quite fortuitous actually because my red wine is speaking to my bladder.
Stupid maths things. We'll go for the other one. The fish and chips is at the basement of the former Adolfo Videorama. Neon sign with many bulbs missing still advertises the latest feature, a classic science fiction comedy from the 20th century called Star Trek. You go down the steps which lead to the entrance of the club and knock on the door. Human face appears at a peephole. What do you want? It says aggressively. To
Chips
get
and
into
gravy.
the club, of course, you reply. Who recommended us to you, stranger? Asked the doorman, emphasizing
Your
the
mum.
last word. What will you reply? Saros, Bellatrix, the Grand Vizier of Tropos, or no one? I'm from Earth.
Right. The only name I know out of those so far is Bellatrix, but I feel like maybe I should know the other names already.
Saros is the who you work for.
Oh yeah,
Bellatrix
okay.
is the person you're trying to meet. The Grand Vizier of Tropos, no idea. And the last one is no one, mate. I'm from Earth. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no one, mate. I'm gonna go for Earth, and then ask if they've got gravy. Oh, Spelsing says no one from Earth. Go for the Earth one as well, and he seems to know his shit. So let's do that.
The doorman
Ooh,
looks at
hold
you
on.
carefully.
Before you go ahead, we have a first-time chatter joining us.
Oh.
Benny Bartez says, "Good evening. I never read this book. How's it going?" Well, we're about an hour in now, Benny, and of that hour, we spent at least 40 of it just reading the introductory paragraphs.
True
So
story.
we've just got started. I have, however, already had a fight with a big alien security guard, and been mugged by 2 dodgy human dudes. But the general sense of it is that we're in the far-flung future, and the galaxy has been taken over by an evil alien empire, and we're trying to get together with some resistance fighters to go to the home planet and mess up a computer. We did mess that security guard up, it's true. Have the dice been kind? No. I've not rolled very well on my initial roll-up of the character, which is problematic. My skill is particularly low. But that's okay. However, Benny, if you're going to stick around, there will be times where I'll ask you in chat to make some rolls for me. So keep your ears open for when I call that out, and I'll tell you how to do it in the time. But a pleasure to have you with us here. Welcome to Mod Extra Thrilling Fantasy Adventure. Yeah, don't worry about it. Andy can't spell either. But folks, we've got an ad break starting in 45 seconds, and I could do with just a very quick wee because my wine is catching up with me. So can we take a brief comfort break for me, please? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to?
Yeah, I will go.
All right. Okay, so stick around. The ad break's going to be 90 seconds. Please don't go anywhere. We will be soon back if I can find my ad break screen. My be right back screen. There we go. I'll go for a quick tinkle.
La-di-da-di-da.
I tell you, I do love a good glass of wine, but it goes through me. Goes right through me. Right, here you go. I'll put myself back on the screen while we're waiting for Andy to get back. Yeah, while we wait for him, I picked up a new game, guys, at the shop this weekend called Giant Beaver Tiny Ass. Look at that. Shout it out loud and proud in this outrageous boasting card game that's definitely not for the faint-hearted. Smirk at your opponent's wrinkly cock and howl at their hairy tits as you blow them away with your cheeky pussy. But remember, the only thing more desirable than a giant beaver is a tiny ass. See how that one goes. I've got to visit. I've got to go see my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. We're going for a long weekend to go visit them, and we like a good card game, good tabletop game, and I've got a few cheeky ones that I thought that'd be a nice addition to the cheeky game selection. The artwork looks good on it though. I was taking a peek at the cards earlier. No, it's not a very good box. I was having a look at the cards earlier. Let's see what we got here. There's the wrinkly beaver, for example. You see, the autofocus isn't picking that one very well. What else we got? Oh, there's a lot of beavers. Oh, there's a hairy cock. There's an angry cock. A sweaty cock. Oh, here we go. Andy's back. I was just showing everybody my new game. Reminds me of the card game in the black box. Yeah, Cards Against Humanity, that one is, Betty. There's also a good one I've got that's called Fuck the Card Game, which is hilarious.
Ready?
Apparently. Yes, I am ready. Bring it on.
The doorman looks at you carefully, then shuts the peephole. After a moment, you hear bolts being shot on the other side of the door, and you are let in. Membership of the club costs 250 credits.
What?
While the doorman is making out your membership card, you survey the scene. Clientele is a mixed human.
How much was that? Sorry, 250?
250. Steep.
Nice, steep. 1 7. Right, there you go. Sorry, I just had to take my money off.
Clientele is a mixed human and Arcadian, but there are only a few Arcadians, and they are mostly Southerners. The Arcadian section is very comfortable with padded seats, real wooden tables, and waiter service. The human section is cheaply equipped with stained and scarred former plastic furniture. The air is thick with the smell of alcohol and the smoke of glazium, a mild legal drug. One or two of the Arcadians, however, are showing how they are superior to the law by openly smoking tobacco.
What? Sounds like you're local.
The doorman interrupts your observation by handing you the membership card and saying, "Just one more thing, sir. A security precaution. I'm sure you understand. Our Arcadian clients insist on it." He buzzes a metal detector swiftly over your body, which tells him nothing, of course, and there is nothing too suspicious in your backpack. Then he begins to frisk you. If you no longer have your sword, this does not alarm you. If you do still have your sword, will you say that you have changed your mind and leave the club, or will you submit to the search? No, it doesn't alarm you. 64. You lost it.
Yeah. Well, I want to go back and get it. I want to mess up Gruss and Indis for being scumbags. Yeah,
Is
let him place his hands on us.
He is very, very thorough, but doesn't
Well,
find anything to worry him. You need
there's a
some
lot to
time.
like after my 3 months martial arts training.
You need some time to think how to contact Bellatrix. You go over to the bar and buy a glass of the alcoholic mouthwash, which humans are allowed to drink. Deducts 10 credits.
Oh my days.
Then you look around for somewhere to sit. Could any of these people be Bellatrix, or at least members of the underground? You decide to join a group of humans who are sitting in a corner, as they are watching you very closely.
Do any of them look like Helena Bonham Carter?
Yeah.
Harry Potter reference. Got to give you points for that.
No sooner have you sat down that you notice that one of them, a young woman, is wearing a jacket whose buttons have a curious design of an eagle clutching a scroll, and that one button is missing. Do you have the missing button?
No.
Okie doke.
What? See, this always bends my head out with these books. I'm like, when have I even had an opportunity to acquire a button?
You chat for a while about the weather and gradually bring the conversation round to politics and less innocent topics. But the attempts to draw the others out fall on deaf or perhaps cautious ears. One of them, a young woman, gets up to leave. On the way out, she whispers something to the doorman, who goes over to the barman. Will you follow her or stay put?
Turn to 400 unless you didn't pick up the button. I don't know. What do you reckon? Follow her? I don't like that she's had a word with some folks, but I feel like if I stay, they're gonna have a crack at me. What do you reckon?
Ooh.
I'm gonna follow her. Let's follow her.
Follow her.
Yeah.
Before the doorman has a chance to return to his post, you are out of the door and following the woman. You are just in time to see her disappearing round a corner, but by the time you get there, she has vanished. You search around for a bit with no success. Will you return to the club or continue searching?
I'm going to continue searching, but before we go any further, I want to make it clear that Andy and I of the Ministry of Dice do not advocate for following young ladies through dark streets in the middle of the night. But yeah, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to carry on searching.
Roll a die.
Oh, right, okay. What? One die.
One die.
Okay, I've rolled 2.
Okay, if the number is even, go to 140.
Follow her, she sounds hot. Well, I'm hoping she's Bellatrix. She's got a very strict code of honour, though. I wrote that down.
Your suspicious behaviour, poking around here and there, knocking on doors and asking questions, has been noticed by Arcadian Patrol.
Oh, of
Their
course.
leader, a burly brute of a northern Arcadian, calls you to a halt. You make a run for it. Test your luck.
Oh, right. What's that? I got to roll under, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is not good.
And then deduct one afterwards.
I'm under. I've rolled under.
You're lucky. 233.
Oh, I'm on the right track. Spellington says I'm on the right track.
You dodge and weave through the pedestrians and up and down alleys. You manage to escape the patrol, but at a cost of 1 stamina point.
All right.
Eventually, when all seems safe, you slump down in a doorway. After a while, you realise that you can only go back to the hostel and try again tomorrow, so you start to get back up. But at that moment, the door behind you opens and rough hands grab hold of you. Will you attempt to put up a fight, or are you too weak and depressed to bother? Okay.
I don't know. This could be like another human helping me out.
It could be.
Let's go with it, but not because I'm weak and depressed. I want to be clear about that. I want to go with it because I think this might be a good sign, like someone helping me get off the street, kind of thing.
Your captors are human. They blindfold you and lead you down to the cellar, where,
Yeah, Spelsing says go with them.
to your surprise, a draft indicates the presence of a corridor. But that is your last impression for a while. A heavy blow to your head knocks you unconscious.
No.
You slowly climb back to consciousness. The first thing you are aware of is a splitting headache. Deduct 2 stamina points.
Oh.
The second thing is that even when you open your eyes, it's still pitch black. Once you have realized that you're not blind, but that wherever you are is in darkness, you clamber to your feet. Immediately, a bright light stabs into your eyeballs. You instinctively cover your face with your arm. Behind the light, you can just make out 3 human shapes, 2 standing on either side of a third who is seated at a table.
How many lights?
A woman, who is apparently the one seated, addresses you. You seem to know
Bellatrix.
something of our business that could mean one of 2 things. Either you're an Arcadian spy, or are one of us from Earth. If the latter is the case, I apologize for the rough treatment you have received from us, but you will understand why this is necessary. Now, explain yourself. I'm looking for Bellatrix, you begin. So, you know my code name, she says. That in itself doesn't prove a thing. We may have been infiltrated. This is a tricky situation. They are not convinced that you are from Saros, but you're entirely sure that they are rebels. But are you entirely sure they are rebels? Will you try to convince them that you are who you say you are, or ask for proof of their identity?
First, I've got to point out that Spellsinger has just posted in chat saying you two are like the posh and Becks of the fighting fantasy world.
Which one's which?
I'm about to say, let's get down to brass tacks here. Which one's which? Secondly, yeah, I'm going to turn tables on them and say, "Oi, who the fuck are you? I need to before I do any more chatting with you. I need to know who you are."
At the risk of making you suspicious of me, you say, I must ask you for proof that you are the underground. My mission is so important that I cannot tell you about it unless I know who you are. I can tell you only this, says Bellatrix, suddenly taking on a French accent. We follow a strict code of honor, because without it, we are no better than the Arcadians. You can tell from her tone that she is off on one of her favorite topics. She goes on for quite a while, but her code boils down to 2 points: that liberation is possible, and that no one, not even an Arcadian, is guilty without evidence. You don't quite follow the more abstract parts of her speech, but she is a fine speaker, and you can see how she might be a leader of a group of tough men. More to the point, her passion is unmistakably genuine, and since you already know that the underground on Tropos has a strict code, you are convinced that you are in the right place. Go to 1
I was pissing under the door when I saw 2 shots. I don't like her being abstract though. Wasn't there some whole thing about the Central Arcadians being abstracty?
You take the plunge. Surely there must be the underground. You tell them everything about your mission and even drop the names of 1 or 2 people back on Earth who they might know of. Make sure your story is plausible.
Yeah.
Once you have finished, the 3 humans huddle together. This is a good sign. If they were traitors, they would have finished you off by now. At last, they separate. Bellatrix speaks again. Very good. You seem to know more about this mission than any Arcadian spy would know. There's just one last thing we want you to do. The barman and the fish and chips is a double agent. Return there and kill him.
Really?
Do you agree or disagree?
Well, is there? Oh, see, I want an option here to say, well, how do you know? Give me a bit more before you start asking me to click people. You know what I mean? But we are in a time of, occupation. I just want a couple of binary digits from you, Bellatrix. Come on.
Yeah, just give me the numbers and fuck off, love.
Yeah.
That
makes shit like difficult. What do you reckon, mate? What did you think I should?
Me? Well, it's a hard one because they've just said that she has a high code of honor where she doesn't think anyone is guilty without evidence, and then she's gone, "Go kill this guy."
So it's a test. It's a test. Yeah, let's.
I feel it might be.
So I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say no. You need to,
I'm not saying that's the right answer.
Well, no, sure, but your logic makes sense to me. Yeah, she's testing. She's testing me. So let's say no, I'm not doing that until you give me some more evidence that this guy's dodgy.
Why are you hesitating? Asked Bellatrix. Will you say that you know he's not a double agent, or that you need more proof?
No, I need more proof. Yeah, I got you, Bellatrix. Any tricky ways?
Aha! A sense of justice. That tips the balance in his favor, don't you think? Bellatrix
Yeah.
asked the other two. They agree. Besides, as one of the men points out, you know so little about your inquisitors that even if you were a spy, the information you could pass on would cause only a temporary halt to the rebel operation. All right, says Bellatrix. I'll tell you what I know. It is not much after all your efforts, I am afraid.
Oh.
Rumour has it that the Northern Arcadians made up a marching song to help them remember a sequence of 3 of the digits.
Right.
I don't know what they are, however, and where the sequence comes in the whole series of digits. But here's the song for all it's worth.
Right.
Oh, mortal combat is such joy. No messing about, no subtle ploy. Empire of Arcadian, onwards, ever onwards. Open pitched battles make me high. Never mind the odds, let's do or die. Evermore Arcadian, Empire of Arcadian.
Right. Well, I didn't write any of that down.
Right.
What's the
I'm gonna put the
first letter of each sentence?
ONE OONE. 101.
101.
That looks like it. Well, it's ONEOONE. I'm going to put the page number at the top.
Yeah. What is it? I'll write it down.
343 or code.
Okay, but I'm going for 101. I feel like the.
Yeah, when you look at it, let's put it on capitals as well. If you look, you might not be able to see it. But
Oh yeah, that's definitely 101 in it.
that's what I think. That's all you can get from Bellatrix. So the information from the other 2 planets is absolutely crucial. All your equipment is returned to you. You are pleased by their generosity and trust in replacing your sword. You are pleased by the generosity and trust in replacing your sword if you had lost it. Oh, they replaced your sword.
Oh, I got my sword back! Yay!
Restore 2 luck points for any information and equipment.
Yay!
They also have a vial of Quandor root lotion, which will heal 4 stamina points of wounds. But you have to buy the vial from them for 50 credits and use it immediately. Do you want to do that?
Oh, yeah, we'll do actually. How many is it?
50 credits, 4 stamina points.
Oh, I've got too many pieces of paper. I'm losing track. 50.
Yeah. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? They give you a sword, but they won't give you a vial of Quandor root lotion.
No, but I'll definitely take the 4 stamina points. There we go. I'm getting a bit crazy with pages.
You ask them for a generic meal like in the other books.
I need to know if they've got a button that depicts an eagle clutching whatever it was.
Right. 25. You are escorted through a maze of underground tunnels back to the hostel, where the guard has been trebled since you were there last. You sleep deeply, restoring 2 stamina points.
Oh,
And the next morning, you return to the spaceport. Success, mate. Planet 1, success, I'd say.
hang on, let me 2 stamina.
2, 1, 3.
Benny Bartes just been away back now. Right, okay. Well, Benny, we found Bellatrix, the underground leader of this planet, and she has given me 3 of the 9 digits for the special code that I need, which we believe deciphering the code is 101. So we've got 3 of the 9 binary digits that we require to mess with this central computer. So it was a successful run. Yeah, Goose, that's right, nailed it. Very proud of myself right now.
1 planet down, 2 to go, or 3 to go, really.
Interestingly enough, I went with a less combative approach than I normally do, and that seemed to pay off.
Right. When you arrive at the spaceport, you find there are a great many Arcadian guards mingling with the crowds. If you let an Arcadian escape in Grasses Street, turn to 200.
I didn't.
If not, no.
No, I didn't. What? How? When did it give you an option to find buttons and to let Arcadians escape?
Oh, well, you gave the option to wait in the street, didn't you? Maybe that.
Maybe, yeah.
So it's
Who
good.
knows?
The patrolling Arcadians scarcely give you a second glance. Before you reach customs, the next checkpoint, you want to get rid of any of your equipment. If so, you find a safe spot in the human's washroom to do so.
I haven't got
Whether
any
or not you
equipment.
dumped the equipment goes into number 33.
I've not acquired anything. I've just got an empty pack.
And a sword.
Yeah. So I got the 3 digits, but I've not acquired any goodies.
Right. At customs, you tell the Southern Arcadian duty officer that you are a merchant bound for Radix, and she crosses your name off a register of off-planet humans on Tropos. Then she orders you to hand over your pack. You do so, and are dismayed to find that the pack will look through not by this Southern Arcadian, who is likely to be more easygoing, but a hatchet-faced Central Arcadian, whose multicolored crest shows that he belongs to a high military rank. Most of your equipment is harmless enough to pass the inspection, but do you still have either or both of the coil of rope or an infrared scanner?
No.
No.
Should I have? No, I've got neither. Well, I suppose not if they're going to cause me trouble at customs.
374.
Move along.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Without further ado, you board your spaceship, which is loaded up and ready to go. You instruct the computer to switch to its pre-programmed routes from Tropos to Radix. There are no problems on blastoff, and you relax for the first time in hours as Tropos dwindles on your rearview screen. But what lies ahead of you in Radix? Both advantages and disadvantages as far as you can see. On the one hand, Tropos is such a backwater planet, both culturally and technologically, that you are likely to feel more at home on Radix. On the other hand, you don't know even the code name of the underground leader on Radix, and it is now more crucial than ever that you learn what he or she has to tell you. Moreover, you know that the Southerners are the most dominant Arcadian species on Radix, attracted there by the corruption and freedom. This too has good and bad points. Southern Arcadians can be more tolerant than others, but they are more difficult to communicate with. During your journey to Radix, you may restore half as many stamina points as your current stamina score.
Oh wow!
Rounding odd numbers down.
Well, I'm back up to full then. No worries. I didn't need to drop them 50 quid on that, whatever it was, Kuala Lumpur oil.
47. Right, planet number 2. Customs is no problem on Radix. They are so delighted to have the Zeridium that you have are welcomed by the resident Arcadians as much as any Arcadian is capable of welcoming any human. It seems that your load of Zeridium was needed to complete a para-scientific project of theirs. You find that you have 2 full days. It is now early morning until you must leave for Halmuris. Once you have registered, you make your way out of the spaceport, which is so highly mechanized that even a terrestrial like yourself feels strange. The inhabitants do not believe in doing any work unless they really have to. There are robots everywhere, some of them sophisticated state-of-the-art models that can almost think for themselves, moving pavements, crisscrossing the spaceport, which eventually makes you impatient because they are moving slowly enough to allow stepping from one to another. Yet you feel decidedly springy on this planet, as the gravity is slightly less than on Earth. You soon discover, however, that this does not help does not, in fact, help you to move any more quickly, since you need some practice to achieve the correct coordination. The personal monorail system is all you could have hoped for. You are soon gliding
Monorail.
smoothly, but at speed towards the only major town on the planet, where the underground must be located. On the way, you call up on the screen a list of hotels where humans can stay. Only 2 names sound attractive, one of which has gained 3 stars from a Radican quality assessors, and one which they haven't bothered to comment on at all. That's interesting because it doesn't actually tell you what they are. Will you stay at the Zodiac for 375 credits a night, or Porky's Palace for 50 credits a night?
Oh man, I so want to stay at Porky's. let's go to Porky's.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot cheaper.
We'll find all the bathrooms have got holes drilled in the walls.
Right, so Porky's Palace.
To Porky's. Oh, I'm not there yet. I was about to say, what was it?
Spend the
50.
weekend. 50.
How about Porky's? Cheap and cheerful. Yes, that's what I'm going for. Cheap and cheerful spell thing. The name alone sold me on it.
Weekend at Porky's free. Right, on the way to the hotel, you notice something odd about the city. In some streets, whole houses have been demolished, even though the surrounding houses are still standing. It is as if a localized earthquake has struck. You soon arrive at your hotel. Porky, who is sitting on the step outside, has certainly earned his nickname. He is well fat. You decide you check into your room for one night, take 50 credits. Shower, change, and eat a snack. Restore 2 stamina points. Now you feel ready to tackle the problem facing you. You decide to start by questioning Porky. Will you ask him about Radix in general, or ask him to explain the phenomenon of the demolished houses?
No, let's go in light and easy. Let's just get a general. Hey man, what's good around these parts? Got any dinner recommendations? Any sights I should see? Hey, Porky. Porky looks like that dude from June.
Porky is out on the steps, sunning himself and admiring his jewels. He is adorned with rings, bracelets, and a pair of earrings. You sit down and have a chat with him, exchanging views on conditions on Earth and on Radix. He tells you that in some ways, life on Radix has not been altered by the Empire because the economy has been fixed so that humans can live in the style in which they are accustomed. Nevertheless, of course, there is some resentment at the lack of freedom, which is supported fairly openly by the students and staff of the university. They are not very successful, however, since they are concerned with abstract freedom, while the ordinary people on Radix just want an end to having to work for the Arcadians and a return to the system where robots did all the work for humans.
Asking me his tailor is. Yeah, where'd you get your bling from, Porky?
As it is, both humans and robots serve Arcadians for the most part. While you talk to Porky, you find yourself changing your opinion on the Radicans humans. The corruption and sloth for which they are famed throughout the galaxy is just a weird sign of their devotion to an ideal of self-sufficiency. You realize that human nature does indeed adapt itself to circumstances on different planets, and that therefore humans born and bred on other planets can almost be as alien as the Arcadians or other species. The discipline of Tropos and the devotion of Radix are the result of living on those planets. Your conversation with Porky has been most worthwhile and should enable you not to misjudge people you come across on this planet. Gain a luck point.
Ooh. Oh, I'm at my top end. I can't go any higher, can I?
You decide that your best bet is to visit the university next, so you take your leave. The monorail takes you near the main entrance, where you plunge straight in or wait around outside for a while.
That seems like an odd choice. So the monorail's in front of me.
Oh, no. You get to the university. Do you want to go into the university?
Yeah, let's
Or chill out.
I don't see the point in waiting around. The way you read it, I thought you meant, do I just stand on the platform and wait
Wait.
for the next one or something? No, I'll go in. Why would I wait around?
Sound. Okay, plunge straight in. 146.
Plunge in. In we go. That's right, Spelsin. We're going in.
The university, which is only for humans, is a small affair these days, occupying a single large building on the outskirts of the city. Arcadian guards are everywhere since they have to make their presence felt in this hotbed of possible rebellion.
Yeah, these bloody universities.
Will you go to the science floor or to the arts floor?
Right, what am I looking for here now? I'm trying to make contact with the dissenting voices of, what's it called? Radicus.
Yeah.
And arts then. I reckon arts.
Arts. Okay, cool. 2, 5, 8.
I'd like to speak to the dean of sociology, politics.
Okay, this is interesting. Do you have an introduction to anyone here?
No.
If so, turn to the paragraph which has the same number as the room you need. Otherwise, go to 76.
Okay, yeah, no, I do not.
When on earth would you have done that?
I don't know. Maybe I should have hung around outside and chatted with a random stranger or something.
70. There is really not a lot you can achieve here. Will you wait for a bit anyway? Go down to the science floor if you haven't already been there, or leave.
Okay, yeah, let's go to science, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I write a placard and go out into the quad and start and kick off a demonstration, please?
You join a group of students who are hanging around a drink dispensing machine on the science floor and are having a heated scientific discussion. Will you chip into the conversation or keep quiet?
I'll chip
Remember,
in.
you know all the science. You know all the science and all the martial arts.
Yes, I do. Because I've trained for at least 3 months. So let's go for it. Let's chip into the conversation.
2, 1, 8. You're all saying the same thing, really, you say. The students look at you in disgust.
Diodes and quantums and things.
You should know better than to butt in on a group of students. They are arguing because they are friends, not because they disagree with each other. They give you the cold shoulder and you decide to go up to the arts floor if you haven't already been there. Otherwise, you leave. 2, 3, 5.
Okay, well, that was a waste of time. Oh, Spelsin says, I think these guys lead to that room number reference, but I've just pissed them off. What?
You decide to go back to your hotel. If you had a spot of bother with the chief of police at the Zodiac earlier today, you have decided to go to Porky's Palace instead. On the monorail ride, you have the impression that you are being followed. There is a cab behind you, but then there always is on an efficient monorail system. Will you pull into the next drop station and get off, or will you carry on to your hotel, thinking you'll be as safe there as anywhere else?
No, let's get off and eyeball whoever it is who might be following me.
You get off and jump on the escalator to street level, looking up behind you. You can see 2 Arcadians still coming after you and talking into their comlinks. Once on the street, you duck down the first side street you come to. Test your luck.
Oof, right, okay.
Here's the monorail.
I have rolled under my luck.
Monorail. Okay, so you are lucky. 183. You lose yourself in the shadows, hardly daring to breathe, and your pursuers pass by on the main moving pavement. You follow the twists and turns of the side streets, always keeping the overhead monorail in sight to guide you in the right direction to your hotel.
Hey, Rhymester, if you're watching this on YouTube anytime soon, once again, I'd love to know how you mapped this one out.
You are getting quite close to your hotel when you see ahead something large moving towards you. You wait until you can see it clearly. Oh no! The glinting body of a robot killer is trundling towards you on hidden wheels. It is just like a metal cylinder with only one feature breaking its pitiless monotony of its structure, an aerial on the top. It has no humanoid
What?
features, no arms, no legs, no face, nothing that looks familiar or that you can understand. You haven't the faintest idea of how it will attack, therefore, how you should defend yourself against it. You know
Street
that
Fighter
your
time.
blows will have some effect on the soft metal of this planet, but it looks as though it has been built to withstand many such attacks. You need some way to shorten the fight. The robot's first attack comes without a warning.
Hmm.
A gigantic thump strikes the ground, sending you tumbling and making roof tiles and small bits of masonry hurtle down from the buildings all around you. You have no idea how the robot causes the thump, but if you have been told about the Street Fighter, then you know that it has been aptly named. If you have a baryon grenade, turn to 388. If not,
No.
go to 190.
No, I've got nothing. Benny, are there route maps online? So we know a guy called Rymester who hangs around, comes and visits us on stream sometimes. He's in Australia though, so the time zones are a problem. But he does these incredibly detailed maps of each of the books, and that's what I was referencing just now. Rob's just re-upped his sub and said, "Kill it." Is the re-upping of the sub commensurate on me defeating this street fighting robot? We do know all the martial arts. That's right, Spelsing. So I'm confident. I remember one of the books where you recruit an army. No, we've not done Armies of Death yet. I don't think, have we? Right. So what I got to do? Got to fight this thing. I haven't got the grenade, so.
Right, you run through the twisting streets and lanes, but wherever you run, the robot follows, adjusting its speed to yours exactly, and staying out of range of the destructive thumps which it sends out in irregular intervals. You realize that you will only exhaust yourself for no purpose if you continue to run. You must stand and fight. Street Fighter is skill 9 and stamina 16.
What?
Its attacks will increase in effectiveness as the buildings around it get weaker. If first successful attack round will cause you 2 stamina points of injury, the next 3 and the next 4, and so on as larger and larger pieces of masonry strike you. You can use luck in the usual way to reduce the injuries by 1 point each time. If you carry on the fight at normal and win, turn to 309. But does the robot have a weakness? Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is greater than your skill,
Greater than my
carry
skill.
on. Hold on, but does the robot? If you carry on the fight as normal and win, turn to 309. But does the robot have a weakness? Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is greater than your skill, or if it's equal or less than your skill. All right, so do a skill test. 2 dice.
I have rolled less than my skill.
All right, okay. 282.
Armies of Death is a classic. I think Armies of Death is one of the ones we're struggling to find, actually. I will consult the list later.
Of course, the aerial. It must be a means of detecting structural weaknesses in buildings. That is why the robot only thumps irregularly when it senses that a building is weak enough to crack. However, there is no point in simply stopping by a firm building because you would have to stay there and would be easy prey for the police when they arrive. You must return to 190 and fight the machine. Because of the light gravity on the planet, every time you have a successful attack against the machine, you may either deduct 2 stamina points as a result of the normal blow, or you may leap into the air and swipe the aerial, causing loss of 1 skill point for the machine. Go back to
Wait.
190.
So my
when you win
options
an
are
attack round, 2 stamina points.
I could take 2
or
damage,
one-
or try and do damage to the antenna.
No, 2 stamina points or 1 skill point reduction.
What the fuck? I feel like this has just escalated enormously.
If you just get his skill down, then it'll be easier to kill it, won't it? And you win easier.
Well, yeah, it's got a big skill on it. What was it, 9?
9 and then stamina 16.
Right, Rob says go for it, skill. So let's do that. Right, so we're in a fight now, aren't we? I need to actually successfully do some rolls to begin with.
Or at least get his skill down. His
Well, that's not a
skill
strong
down
roll.
to like crap.
I'm already. My first roll's already pants 12.
Okay, 15.
All right, that's 2 off me then, isn't it? Well, I'm glad I bought the Kuala Lumpur lotion now.
Right, 4. 13.
6, 7, 15.
Right, do you want to do 2 damage to his stamina or 1 to his skill?
1 to his skill. Let's get that skill down.
Good shout. Right.
I'm going to stick to the golden dice for a minute.
5.
Regretting it.
8.
13.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13.
Right, it's a tie.
Okay.
Let's go for the red dice. Oh, come on! 11.
6 plus 8 is...
Yeah, you got me.
All right, cool. Now you take 3 points.
Oh, what? Brutal. Come on, I need some good rolls. Oh, that's a good roll. 10, 18.
7 plus 8 is 16.
Right. Hang on, sorry, I'm just reading Rob's post there. Don't you do normal stamina damage, then luck test to do the extra damage, skill damage? Are we doing this wrong?
Right, 2.
Or did I hiss that wrong?
You may either deduct 2 stamina points as a result of a normal blow, or you may leap into the air and swipe at the aerial, causing loss of 1 skill point. So it's
Right.
either or.
All right,
So,
let's
yeah.
get this.
Skill down again. 7. Right, let's go again. 7. 7 plus 7. 14.
5, 14. No, 13. I'm on 13.
All right, take 4 stamina points off.
Fucking hell. All right. Here we go. Oh, 11. Hang on, let me snooze this out. It's about to start.
14.
Jesus. So am I taking 3 still, or am I 4?
No, it goes up, so it's like 5 now.
What?
What did you take 3 last time?
Yeah.
4.
Jesus. Right, chat, someone roll, and roll a good roll for me this time. Exclamation D12. Okay, well that...
13.
12. That's all right.
Snake eyes.
I'm about
9.
to die. 9. All right, this is good. This is good. Here we go. 13. I can't roll over a 3 on these freaking dice. Right, so what's his skill down to now?
7 at the moment.
Yeah, let's get it down by another 1.
Yeah, 6. Making it harder now. Should make it harder.
Ooh, that's a good roll. 11,
3.
19.
9.
Yeah, skill down 1 more.
Go down 1 more.
Yeah, that's
really crap.
Yeah.
Right.
5, 6, 14.
8. 8 plus 5. 8, 9, 10, 11.
13.
13.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to do a damage this time. Let's start.
Damage. Right, 14.
Keep slapping his antenna.
6. 11.
Oh, that's a strong roll. I've rolled 11 just on my dice.
All right.
Let's slap it again for another 2. Let's start. Yeah.
10.
13. Here we go. Chat, you take a roll. Exclamation D12.
11.
11. Right, we need 3 or higher then. Slap it good. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, done.
$14.
Ooh. Oh, 11. Oh, I'm dead. That's going to kill me. Look. Can I do my luck? What can I do now?
You can use luck to bring it down by 1.
By 1? No, I'm still dead,
think-
even if I bring it down
well,
by
luck-
1.
You can use luck in a user way to reduce injuries by 1 point each time.
And can I just infinitely use my luck?
Till you run out, I suppose.
All right, yeah, I'm going to have to use luck because I'm going to die in a minute.
Right.
So what I've got to do, roll under my luck.
No, you just lose a luck point, don't you? Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah,
I
roll
don't know,
under your luck.
you got the luck. Oh, my luck's down to 7 already. Mine, just watch this now. Yeah, of course. I've just been rolling 3s and 4s.
Take your potion thing.
I've already used it. It said I had to use it straight away.
Takesy backsy.
I don't know. Chat, is that a takesy backsy? Decision's up to chat. We're already clocking just short of 2 hours of stream. So the decision's yours, chat. We will go for longer. But we'll only ever take a takesy backsy with the permission of the chat. Spellscene says, oh yeah. Is that, oh yeah, I'm dead? Or is that, oh yeah, take the takesy backsy?
Take it back. Take it back.
Benny says he always plays with multiple fingers in multiple pages. Takesy backsy. All right, takesy backsy then. I'll add 1 to the death counter though. We will still acknowledge the fact that we're having a takesy backsy.
All right.
Right, so that last roll didn't happen then. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
The old 5-finger bookmark. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, look at that. That's still only 13.
6. That's for 11.
Yeah, okay, that's better.
I mean, to be fair, I'm only on 5, so as long as you roll like half decent, and I don't roll too big, yeah, that's 10.
No, that's fine. I'm on 10. Even
Fine,
Snake
yeah.
Eyes is 10. Yeah. Oh, that's good. 10, 18.
14.
Down to 4. Oh, we got that break coming up in 5 minutes, folks. 6,
10.
7, 15.
Right, let's get rid of this fucking robot.
Right, last roll. Chat, exclamation D12. Someone take the last roll for me.
11.
11, so we need a 3 or higher. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's conclusive. Thank you, Benny.
Right. You win 309.
Jesus Christ.
Imagine if they just said you're captured now and you're dead. You reach the haven of your hotel. If it is Porky's Palace and you have not been here before, you have to pay 50 credits, but you have. If you need to find a computer, otherwise go to 134. You don't need to.
134, yeah. Well done, guys. Yeah, the takesy backsy was hard work. I always roll a bad skill. Perhaps a massage from Porky, yeah.
Right, so gain 4 stamina points
Oh, good. I need it.
for a fine dinner and a good night's rest.
That still only takes me up to 9 stamina.
If you have an appointment to keep in the morning, go to 376. Otherwise, go to 317. I don't like the way this is going.
317. No, I don't. I feel like it's gone off the rails. After smashing
Yeah.
Arcadia, I'm now.
You spend the whole day searching fruitlessly around the city and even try the university again, but you find no clues. You have failed in your mission.
Oh, what? Fuck's sake.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
Is this because I interrupted a bunch of students' conversation?
Maybe you should have loitered around outside the university.
Yeah, apparently so. But who would do that? Who in like that option? I'm there on a
Rebellious
mission.
students. Rebellious students, obviously, hang around the bike sheds smoking cigarettes.
Oh, God. Right, is that right? We're done then, aren't we? Fucking...
Yeah, I don't know what numbers to go back to.
The page before 400 is always the hardest to find. Right, we've been defeated once again. I thought we were doing great guns on Arcadia. I was like, yeah, come on.
Yeah, you did well good in the first one, and then the next one, The next planet. Yeah.
Who's the author of this one? Waterfield. I don't know. Who is the author on this one?
Both of them.
Both of them. Yeah, are they the actual authors? It just sort of says Steve Jackson and Livingstone presents, doesn't it? It's definitely got bloody Moon Logic vibes,
Say,
isn't it?